Hi guys, welcome to your Moon in Leo reading. This reading is going to be looking at the dates of February 4th to February 6th. And as you may know, we do have a full moon in Leo on February 5th. So yay, we're going to take a look and see what the energies are going to be like for the collective while this moon is transiting the sign of Leo. I do also want to let you know that I do offer personal services. As you also may already know, everything you need to know is on my Etsy page. And yeah, looking forward to working with you. All right, so let's jump right in. I just wanted to say also that as I was getting things ready, I was feeling, I'm feeling now as I'm saying this, the 10 of Wands energy. So packing up, there's a lot of packing up, there's a lot of transition, a lot of decluttering. You may well be closing things out. Some of you may actually physically move at the end of this closing out period, which I'm feeling is going to be lasting for not much longer, maybe just another 4 weeks. So wow, get on it, right? Also, if you've been releasing along the way and just being like, okay, well, this is done, and allowing spirit to take it away, great job for you. I'm just feeling like if spirit wants to like pull a sheet from under you, you know, if you're walking your room, things are all over, and they're like, let me get that sheet, and you're like, oh shoot, let me stand up for a second, ding, ding, and they're like, and then you're like, sorry, thanks. It's better than them pulling it, right? And then you like, boo, fall. So anyway, just keep going, letting go of things that no longer, I want to say mean anything to you, but sometimes things still mean something to us in terms of nostalgia, but they don't actually have any meaning for us anymore in life, except for what we give to it. And we all know that we all give everything we see around us, we give a meaning to it. And that's why these meanings of these things can change over time, and they can even change in the blink of an eye. This is because these are not the actual meanings for these people, places, things, situations, and ideas. Everything is neutral and it's just light. That's it. If you can distinguish it, and especially if you can name it and label it, it is now projected upon. So anyway, God is good. We do live in the land of form, which is also the land of projection. So right now we're cleaning up. And as you clean up, just continue to allow spirit to move things for you. Oh, hold on. It's really windy. Speaking of moving things, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Hi. Literally blew the whole door open and everything. And as I was closing it, I heard, oh no, what was it? And I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. And they're kind of reminding us that, hello, Aquarius season. And as you guys know, what have the guides been saying for the past few weeks? They said, well, when we were well deep in Capricorn season and we were being encouraged and advised, God bless, to plant our seeds. They were telling us, plant your seeds, sow your seeds deeply, because guess what? When the winds, and they're adding rains, because for a lot of people rain has been a thing as well, but when the winds, proverbial, and rains come during Aquarius season, anything that is not battened down or so deeply is going to be, swept away. And they likened it very well to the idea of somebody chiseling away at a piece of clay. We chisel. And what happens is, you're doing your chiseling, and then eventually you have to go so you can blow away the little curly cues that have like amassed because they were part of the clay and they've now been chiseled away and you have to blow it away. That's what's happening now. So that's why a lot of things are being released. I did notice that one card from actually 2 cards way across the room were blown, and now they're the only ones on the floor over there. So let me just go check, because you know how we roll. Once the cameras start, anything is game. Hold on. Got it. Yep. Here they are. One from the Star Spinner Tarot and the other from Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot. Yeah, I'm like, what am I saying? Oops, hold on. Excusez-moi. Gosh, so much just to get this mic on. Alrighties. Yes. So yeah, the Ten of Swords. So let's talk about this. This is one of the messages coming through already. The guides are saying, great job on releasing. See how they have this gift here? It's almost like they want us to do this. Like, here you go. And then they're like, okay, well, here you go. Like, see how this Ten of Swords, which is all about putting an end to a major karmic cycle, something that may have been very painful, just cleaning up, as you know. But it's like, we can't give you this gift unless you get rid of it. It's like Oda Mae Brown when she had to get rid of the check, remember? In Ghost, and with the Salvation Army person or whatever she was working for, and she was like, thank you, and she's like, and she eventually let the check go. So there's something or some things that you're going to have to give up in order to claim your bounty. And this is kind of aligning with the message that came through today in the daily reading, 5 minutes and 55 seconds, where Spirit was talking about needing to work at stuff now. So here we are, we're all coming back together now. Some people have been, going on. I said that at 6 minutes, 6 seconds, really channeling that Six of Swords energy, moving forward in the right direction. And then I feel that there's a lot of you, not a lot like many, but a lot like a group, right? Why are they using that word if it's so interchangeable like that? Well, not really interchangeable, but there's a group of you, there's a lot of you, it's a nod to the British for some reason, that have, and why did I think that was British? But anyway, oh my God. Okay, there's a lot of you who are now coming into the fold. So maybe some of you may have taken a detour, taken a step back, or maybe you're just coming in now into alignment. Whatever this is a coming together. So we find ourselves here kind of in the same place, looking around like, hi, meeting new people, saying hello, observing. This is a time to really look at the personalities of others, not necessarily to get lost in your judgments and preconceived notions like, oh, this person's quiet, this means blah, blah, blah. It doesn't mean that they don't have a wealth of information or they don't have anything to offer you at this time. This just means, wow, there's a new energy in my life. Well, the compliments of the work that I've been doing. So now I'm attracting new people. Spirit is bringing new people in, and it would behoove me to observe and to remember that I'm being observed. So we all have to kind of be on our best behavior. And I say have to very loosely, because remember, you are the creators of your own destiny. You don't have to do anything, but always remember that whatever you do comes with a karmic result, and karmic in the positive or negative, it doesn't matter, because it's just balance, right? So what you put out comes back in some way. Anyway, so I'm seeing this Eight of Pentacles here. This is a kind of like time to get back to work, but I want to move on, but you see how they just gave it right back to me? But they want me to mention that some of you, in your getting back to work, especially if you're coming into the fold because you may have made some missteps recently, maybe you need some type of karmic reconstruction is what they're saying. They're saying some of you may need direction because of where you've been. So now is a time where a lot of people are asking for help. You're being directed to people for the sake of receiving help. So please don't just dismiss anyone at this time, because they may be coming in to give you a gift, or you may be going towards them to receive a gift, right? It really depends, or both. So Spirit is saying to keep that in mind, especially if you've come out of something where even you right now in your conscious level of awareness would be like, oh, okay, yeah, I should have made a different move. That was a misstep that I made, or I should have approached that differently. And if you just recently learned a lesson that you can kind of articulate as being like, oh yeah, my bad, then chances are they're asking you, see, now they're letting me put it down. They're asking you to be more mindful of your steps. All right, they're saying that. Okay, let's fix that. Okay, there we go. Okay, what's this? Key of Light. Why? How does it want to turn? For a minute there. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting it. Okay, I'm getting there's a little bit of a pause. There's going to be a little bit of a delay for some of you, and this is interesting because I've been hearing this and I've just been like, well, we'll see if that occurs. So I'm still waiting to see how that delay appears in my own life, but if you're part of this collective, there could be some type of delay that is going on right now. Spirit is saying that this is going to be for the sake of putting you in a better position. The idea is kind of like, imagine if you were just about, like you may even have signed a document, but then you're just about to submit it, and they're like, wait! Look at this angel. He's so funny. He's like, wait! Don't submit that yet. You're like, what? Why not? And before this angel can take it, he's like, let me take a look. He's like, oh dear, he saw the clause. And you didn't see the clause, but your angel or this intervening energy did. And so this could be some divine intervention. This is kind of reminding me of maybe 2 or 3 days ago, the guides totally during the channeled message mentioned that there were going to be some divine interventions. In my mind, I can't remember if I felt that they had already occurred, but as you know, with energy, these things, they clearly have already occurred on some non-physical level if I'm in your physical mentioning it, right? Because it's happened already. So if it hasn't happened in your physical life as yet, where there's some type of intervention, for some of you, it could be a medical intervention, doesn't have to be, but then please do expect something to be coming up. Now, the thing is, listen, it's going to be for your benefit. 11 minutes, 11 seconds. And why? And I'm a big proponent of always striving to convey information, no matter what the information is, in a way that does not give in to fear. So I do want to remind you that even though we're always thinking like, oh my God, divine interventions can be like towers, they can be painful, this can be that, blah, blah, blah. Spirit is also reminding us sometimes it is just that little angel like, wait, did you double check that? Did you? Because I remember in clause 42 of the subsector 6 that it said that if you did this, then you can't do that. And I remember back in the summer of 82, you said that you wanted to do this. And I just wanted to let you know that if you sign this now, then you can't do what you said you wanted. Yeah. And then you're like, and then you look, right? So it's something like this. They're saying it's not an 11th hour kind of divine intervention, phew, right? Because that's really coming out of, left field, right? 12 minutes, 12 seconds. They're saying it's a 9th hour. 9th hour. So it's almost giving me vibes like if you'll find out something during the weekday, like on a Friday or something, and not over the weekend. Or so, I don't know why that's coming up. Maybe that means something for somebody. Or me, I'm scared, but I'm just a skittish kind. That's just me in general. So don't listen to me, guys, being all skittish about things. But anyway, so during this time, Spirit is asking you to pay attention, right? Because there could be some type of divine intervention. This could also be a cost-saving thing, a money-making thing. Maybe there's something that you think is going to make you money or going to be cost-effective, and there's something you just didn't see, and then somebody, like an angel, comes in and says, hey, did you know that blah, bliggity, blizza? And then you realize, oh my God, I could have saved 15%. No, I'm joking. No, but you're like, oh my gosh, I thought I was making or saving money this way, but you're telling me that these hidden costs and fees would actually make me spend more. So, or I shouldn't go with this company because it's actually going to blah, blah, blah. So please, again, the beautiful thing about this is that it's going to come to your attention, phew, right? As opposed to you having to be all extra 100% worrying about whether you're being diligent enough. Please, of course, exercise due diligence. You are an adult. God bless you. And so am I, even though sometimes we are like, we need an adult, and we are the adults. This is one of those moments where Spirit is going to intervene to give you assistance. They will be loud enough. Some of you, they're saying, need to turn the music down. Maybe that means something, because quite literally, maybe you might miss some type of information because of some type of distraction that you're doing, okay? Anywho, they're saying once this happens, it's going to be in February. So maybe, look, 14 minutes, 14 seconds, maybe around mid-February, February 8th to mid-February, February 8th to February 17th is a nice spread that I'm getting, generally speaking, maybe for 1 or 2 people on the 19th, but I don't get any later than that. For example, if you get some type of quote-unquote intervention or something that seems like intervention on the 21st, they're like, that ain't us. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's somebody else. I don't know, but they're like, this has nothing to do with this. Okay, so maybe the 8th to the 17th. So keep an eye out for that. God bless. Yeah. But they're saying, yeah, thank you. Oh, shoot, look, that says 17. They're also saying be on the lookout for the devil before the 17th. Of course, when we say the devil, we're talking about people in, wolves in sheep clothing. We're talking about slick ricks. We're talking about certain behaviors, certain things, 15 minutes, 15 seconds. If you have been, oh gosh, this door keeps opening. Hold on, sorry. All right, fine, I'll close the window. Ugh. That was easy. Now, if that door opens again with all these windows closed, I'm just going to be like, what's going on? So if you have been dropping into your heart, like the guides have been advising, practicing connecting with your heart, remembering that your heart is alive. Remember, if you watch Alive, not a lie, by the way. I know that probably sounded similar. If you watched, was it the Moon in Cancer reading, and then the February monthly reading I just put out, they went to town on talking about that idea. Activating the heart, getting it back active, right? My heart is alive and it is conscious, and my heart directs and aligns all of my chakras. And really just keeping that as your motto, making that your direction in life, making that your intention, something to work towards, your compass. Because when you do that, every time you say that and you put that conscious mind attention to that, you're actively strengthening your heart space, and you're tasking it with being the one in control. When your heart is in control like that, then everything, including your mind, falls into place, and your heart becomes the lens. It absolutely becomes the lens through which you see the world. If you're using your mind and you're seeing things, but it's not heart-based, it's not filtered through the heart lens, what are we doing, right? This reminds me of a book that I had gotten many years ago, maybe 20 years, no, 20 years, no, maybe 15, I don't know, a long time ago, and it was by Tony Stubbs, Stubbs, and I can't remember if it was his Ascension Handbook or one of those, but he talks about unifying the fields. And it's funny because I was just thinking about this 2 days ago. I was like, oh, that's what he was talking about, because I had so many books sent to me before I even got into this field, and I just like to read and learn about spirituality and all that stuff. And obviously it was before my time. At the conscious level, on some level, I knew what was going on and needed to learn it. But now I get it. So using the heart to unify all of your fields, right? You're going to be in the right place at the right time, all the time, in a positive way. Because I mean, technically, we're always in the right place at the right time to learn a lesson if we still need to learn that lesson. But if you've learned the lesson already, not to go wandering about with wolves, then guess what? You don't have to be in that place anymore. And so it's no longer right for you to be amongst the wolves. Now you can be amongst the cute little sheeplets. The good ones, not the blank ones, right? God bless, God bless. Anyway, so let's move on. Yeah, spiritual service. Yay! And that's kind of what we aspire to do. We all aspire to be of assistance to others. I just said assistant to other. So someone trying to be an assistant to somebody else. But anyway, take a look here. This is what I was thinking was happening at first. When you're reaching up, you're receiving the key. But then this angel was like, hold on a minute, let's stop. And then before then, we noticed that some of us may have made some missteps, and we need to iron things out, put practical application to what it is that we have learned, and move forward, making proper and sound judgments, heart-based, moving forward. And then releasing things, so that we can receive that which is given unto us for the sake of being assistance to others and of assistance to our higher selves. When we're of assistance to ourselves in a loving way, we are automatically assisting other people. Now, this is what you will probably be. the official person. This, if you follow my channel, here's the occupation, then chances are very likely that you have some type of spiritual contract for service. And again, as I always say, it doesn't matter what your actual profession is, if you even have one down here. This is just about your soul having made some type of agreement on some other plane, in some other time and place. It could be lifetimes ago from our perspective or whatever. So this is just, in this lifetime, you have an opportunity to have this contract activated. And if we're aligned, then chances are, bam, you've got that, right? Because that just is, I guess that's part of what I agreed to do on some level, to work with this group of people. And it's my pleasure. 20 minutes, 20 seconds. God bless. Whoopsie doodles. Whoa. Okay. Invitation to connect. I did see something back here. What was it? Okay. I don't know what it was, but it's something. Let me see. Oh, look at the cards. Let me see if I can find it. Was it you? Oof, this feels good. Oh! Duh. 20 minutes, 44 seconds. Invitation to connect. Bam. Here's the door is open. Because I was like, I know something. There it is. Ascension. Yeah? Now, where do I want to put this? Like this. Right? In fact, let's take a moment to take a look at this. They might be trying to calibrate a few of you. 3 minutes. Okay, so we'll look at this for 3 minutes in silence. Okay. 3, 2, 1. If you need a little bit more time, you can pause. Okay. Okie dokie, folks. So what they were doing is they were obviously, if there was something that they needed to do for you gently, God bless, that on an individual level, they did do that. And if they're, but generally speaking, what they did for the collective of you who decided to connect is that they were doing a flushing out of the heart space. There was not only a flushing out of the heart space, but a recalibration and reconfiguration. There was a connection as well. They did release any earthbound spirits, entity attachments that were ready to head out to the light if you had some attached to you or your energy field or your space, right? So Archangel Michael was really helpful with that. What else? Also at the tail end, as I was just starting to say, as I was just pulling a close to it, I did feel that they were delivering some, I call it workshops to some of you. It's almost like what it feels like when I feel like it's your workshop. Remember, these are all energies. So let's say, for example, you are an artisan down here. It could be anything, actually. It could be just that you're a reader or just a writer or whatever. Whatever it is that you need, your tools, your knowledge, your wisdom, your if you need a new office to house what you're doing or just whatever, those come in as codes, right? They come in. And so it's almost like there were some codes coming in for you related to the tools that you need to do. And they're also saying tools of your ascension, right? So ascension tools. Oh, thank you. That was also a bit of a nod to, that phrasing was a bit of a nod to somebody I like to watch personally. His YouTube channel is called Ascension Tools. Is it Tools for Ascension? It's either Tools for Ascension with Wolfgang or Ascension Tools with Wolfgang. What did I say? Wolfgang? Oh my God, guys, excuse me. I'm just getting back down to earth a little bit. Hold on. Let me just look it up. Ascension Tools for, I feel like that's what it is. Some of you may already know him. Oh, thank you. Ascension Tools with Wolfgang. So I actually really enjoy watching his videos. I've found them to be really informative. I feel that he is very good at naming things that a lot of just regular YouTube meditation people would not include. So, for example, if you're doing, if you're doing clearings and such, it's not just going to be a regular clearing. He will also name, if there are any implants, if there are any off-planet war things that you're carrying, vows of all kinds. So it's really nice. It's really nice. So check that out. And I feel that some of you may benefit from that. I also see, I would also like to let you know that Steven, Steven Nobel, is also another person that I love to follow. He has really great stuff as well. So those are two that I would suggest, but the guides did just give a shout out to Ascension Tools with Wolfgang, and that was for a reason. Okay, let's take a look. So wisdom of the divine feminine and initiation by fire. This is telling me, this is I think what we just did in a big way. This is telling me that a lot of you are coming into alignment, ascension. But see how my hands are kind of like doing this, but they're not quite aligned yet. I don't know what it would look like. Maybe they'd hit the card at the same time, but every now and then maybe one may do that, right? That's to kind of show. So let me just take a little test of the field right now. Yeah, see how that my finger just missed it? Yeah, there too, but at least they're in accordance. So that's kind of communicating this idea that sometimes when you get distracted with certain people that come into your field, notice how they both missed, but that was okay because they were both focusing on that person, but then one part of you went back to working and then the other part of you is still focused there, right? So this is kind of giving an idea of telling you guys that we're aligning you, but it still is up to you to pay attention to how you field your field, so to speak, right? So make sure that you're balanced and that you're moving as one. This is the unification. When we get into the heart space and we start to use the heart to unify our own field, right? Then that becomes even better, because at least then we start to move as a whole unit, as opposed to different fragments. One's over there, one's over here, one wants to do this, the other wants to do that. And so it's very, very important, okay? So I wonder if you guys would be, so that's just a quick way to check in with your field as well. You can work with spirit Eternal now. I love this. Every time I pick these things up and put it down, it feels like money. Yeah, which is great. Right? Thank you. So guys, don't be afraid to ask, right? God is good. All right, so let's go ahead and see what other energies they want us to be aware of during this time. Let me have a seat. God bless. Okay, I love it. So I do feel that they're going to be, generally speaking, for this collective, thank you so much, they're going to be, there's a sense of monitoring. So some of you are going to be under monitor by your guides. I do feel that some of you will be getting into contact with either some new guides, or these guides will be new for your conscious mind, in the sense that, oh, I knew I was working with these groups or these people, but wow, I didn't see you there. Yeah, there are some team members of your spirit team members that have been around. They may have been watching you. Now they're going to make themselves known to you, or some of you may actually be attracting new spirit guides to work with you. As above, so below. So what's happening also in the physical is that some of you, as we mentioned earlier, did we mention that? Will be connecting with new people. I think we did. New people will be coming into your life under divine contract, right? So of course, still exercise objectivity, due diligence, and discernment, as you should with all things. Remember, and a major part of that is to start with aligning with your heart and and setting the intention that your heart is not only alive, but that it's conscious and that it directs and aligns all of your chakras. Make sure that you start to become aware of your own shadows and projections, so you can own them when you see them. That way you're not projecting it onto other people. Make sure that you're keeping in mind the pillars of love, as I like to call them, your virtues, your kindness, compassion, all that stuff. Making sure that you use your heart to attach to those energies, or to adhere to them, or to explore them, or to understand them in the light, right? In the light of the heart, because a concept like kindness, for example, still can be misapplied if you're in a culture, or if you have this idea that kindness is only shown towards other people, or I can kill someone with kindness in order to get what I want. That's manipulation. But when you are really coming from the heart space, and that heart space is honed, these energies are no longer being misaligned, or misapplied, or misused. You're actually using them in the light. So this is why we always have to have our intentions and be about that good faith effort. All right, also call in your spirit teams to be of assistance. So let's see what else is coming through. Yeah, some of you are really, the deck just split. Okay, sure. Some of you are really getting divine assignments right now. So if you're running your own business, or you started your own soul coaching, or just whatever, if you'd like to, all of this, if this is sounding like you, or again, you don't even have to have started anything, right? If you're watching this, there's something for you. I do feel that Spirit is starting to send you people. They've just been telling us all these ways to get ourselves grounded, and to write our own direction, to write RIGHT, that is, but of course WRITE fits as well, to write our own ship, set our own course, right? And to do so on the basis of love. Why? So that they can start sending you contracts. This is these could be people to work with and collaborate with. It could be people to sit with. I'm getting suddenly an energy here, an idea here. The idea in my mind is this: now that there's a call, like there's been an opening that says, okay, people can come in now and chat with you. We've taught you all. We've given you your wisdom, this and that. Now go out and conquer, and we're gonna send people to you. You're still responsible for vetting these people, because I feel that mixed in with some of these people coming to you, there may be people who are not as congruent with this high energy that you have as they seem. So be mindful. I see this destiny card wanting to boom hit this. It says knowledge, actually. It's like boom, wants to hit this gambling card, because this card is representing that not everyone who comes to you is suitable to make your acquaintance, they're saying, or to make your contact. Now notice that you wouldn't notice this because you're not in my mind, but I got the I'm reading the energy, so I could have easily said these people are not worth your time or worthy of you, but that's an egoic statement. So this is why we have to really be mindful about how we are processing what we're getting, because all I'm doing is interpreting the energy. So I'm reading the energy, but as the interpreter, I'm choosing my words. So obviously I have to really, and I'm trying to get into the heart space so that I can make sure that I temper whatever my cultural conditioning is, whatever my mood is at the moment, whatever day I had today, whatever moment I'm feeling, and making sure that I'm respecting other people and respecting the whole community and blah, blah, blah. And so I think that coming from that heart space, instead of saying some of these people aren't going to be worthy of you, that's not what I'm trying to be about. Because it's not real. Everybody has worth. And it's not really up to me to talk about who is worthy or not. That's a God thing, right? But it is up to me to determine who is suitable for what it is my intentions are. If my intention is to be in a higher state of mind that is in the sense of love, that is founded upon love, then now with that principle, I can determine what's suitable and what's not suitable or unsuitable. And by the same token, if somebody is having a principle that is bound to ideas of fear, maybe channeled through superiority, inferiority, they can also consider what's suitable and unsuitable for them based on those principles, but it may come out like worthy or this person's this, right? So this is how we need to really always be doing a checks and balances about what it is that our core beliefs are. What are we really trying to make as our foundation? And if love is your foundation and you're really trying to work with spirit at that, it behooves us to really always take a look at our impulses and things that come into our mind, into our lap, whatever it is, because we're always responsible for what we put out there. So just be mindful. That was just a quick thing that they're showing. And from that direction, they're saying also think, where is it that I'm heading? It's always got to be about you. I'm heading from here to there, and I'm willing to share this journey with these people. And so be mindful if you're seeing yourself as I'm leading these people, I'm teaching these people, I'm making these people, I'm forcing these people, I had to dead, right? All of that stuff as well should be taken into consideration. What is your role? Even in the world of teaching, because as you guys know, I've been trained to teach. In the world of teaching, now we look at it in terms of facilitating. I'm facilitating this process. And that is actually a really good place to be. Speaking of illumination, because yes, it is true that teachers do teach us things, but because that's what's happening. You're literally being taught. But at the same time, when we have a certain egoic idea attached to it, it can leak through everything else that's happening. And before long, you are seeing yourself. You may call yourself a teacher and call what you're doing teaching, but actually what you're seeing yourself as is some guru and these are your disciples, or you're seeing yourself as a savior and these are the people who need saving. So we have to really be mindful, because this is like a butterfly wing flap and a tempest somewhere else, okay? All right, so anyway, golden rule, paying attention. Speaking of perception, all right? Perception. So didn't we talk about, the guides had communicated this idea that for those who have opted before they come into this lifetime, because I do believe, this is my personal belief, so I mean, we are being ideologically flexible, so if tomorrow I change it, then I'll let you guys know. But right now, my personal belief is that we do take on certain contracts in addition to our free will. And I have noticed that there are people who do hold contracts that are capable of being activated during this lifetime to be of service for others. So I always call it spiritual service, right? But again, you don't even have to be in the spiritual field, whatever that is. But it's your non-physical bodies, your spirit, your higher self is engaged in this. And you as the conscious mind physical being. The idea is please awaken, so that you can help us be the hands and feet and mind in this physical world, so we can ground higher energies and higher ways of doing things and more innovative heart-based ideas into this planet, right? Hold on, guys, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I didn't leave. I was just trying to think, what was I going to say about those who have spiritual contracts? I was, oh my God, well, all that I said, but there was something I wanted to add to you. Oh, thank you. They were saying that for those people who have that designation, there almost seems to be 3 times the responsibility. 40 minutes, 40 seconds, or 4 seconds, 3 times the responsibility of those who do not. So why? Because I don't want to say you're being held to a higher standard, but the idea is on some level, you do know better. And that's why you are down here to facilitate this awakening process, to teach, to learn along the way and to heal along the way, but to be a little bit of a way shower to those who are willing and are capable of being shown. And so that's why, as they say, with great power comes great responsibility. 40 minutes, 40 seconds. See, now it's a real 40-40. Interesting. All right. Communication. I'm not a very religious person, but I just got that 40 days, 40 nights kind of thing in the desert here. Look, like communication. So Spirit is saying, long story short, be mindful of how and in what way, very important, in what way you communicate whatever it is that you are here to talk about. And as I said, that was 41 minutes, 11 seconds at 411, right? Communication, information, decision, chance. Because yes, there is always a little bit of a gamble down here. All bets are off here on this planet. And you know how all bets come off very easily? If you get, it's as simple as if you get into a funk in your life, like, oh man, this happened and I'm no good, or I'm this and that, then the guides are just like, whoa, we're trying to get in, we're trying to tell you, hey man, we need to do this, and come on, get up, whatever. But here you are, you're really caught up in your mood, and understandably you're caught up in the grief of certain things. But guess what kind of comes to a halt a bit? What it is that you said you would do, right? And I know it sounds hard, right? Especially they're telling me to talk to us about companionship. Okay, wow. I literally walked to the side of the room and heard and said, talk to us. That's somebody, I don't know. Let's talk about companionship. I was hearing wow. Ooh, hold on. Let me close the door. What did we say earlier? Remember I said I closed the door and windows, and if this door opens again, we'll have to question. Just as I said, let's talk about harsh companionship. Oh, Lord. Okay. I guess there's a slight wind still coming in this room here. Anyway. Thank God I'm not too afraid of these things, but anyway. Let's talk about harsh companionship. I can't even get the words out because somebody's very shy to hear about this topic. Listen, if you know who you are and you know what your energy field is most productive, most exalted, most comfortable, most revered, even most appreciated, most treasured in. I said comforted, but comfortable, but I kind of want to take that back, because a lot of people are just comfortable with the familiar, and we understand that. When you're conditioned, you're conditioned to be quote unquote comfortable with a certain type of conditioning, and if that conditioning was abusive, then that abusive pattern becomes familiar, and it becomes comfortable in the sense that you're comfortable with going through ups and downs and having chaos in your life. if that's not the way you were raised, this is crazy then. What is this? I reached out to this person 3 days ago and they still haven't. It is Thursday and they said on Monday we were hanging out on for our second date on Friday. It is Thursday now. Where is this person? Am I supposed to? No, I'm not tolerating this. If you say you're gonna, that, you know, that's how some people are, and they take that as a sign that something's not all on the up and up. Whereas others will be like, oh, this person hasn't reached out, this and that, and must be a loser, blah, blah, blah. They're questioning their whole life, 44 minutes, 44 seconds. Then this person, you know, reaches out the day of, an hour before they were supposed to even hang out, if they even do, reach out and may cancel or say you want to go, whatever. And all of a sudden, the person who was waiting all week to hear that and just needed some type of confirmation that they matter, this and that, now they're just okay with that breadcrumb. On some level, they're not okay. This is chaos. It is out of alignment with who they really are. That's why it's uncomfortable, but it's comfortable to them because that's what they're used to. It's familiar. But if they sit and they really do a sit down and they really get in touch with themselves, guess what starts happening? The waterworks start coming out because they realize that this is not what they wanted for themselves, and they can't believe they keep getting this, and they would wish that something was different, but they'll keep doing it, you see? So a lot of us have harsh companionship. Let's change that. A lot of us choose harsh companionships. It could be people of the same gender as friends or lovers or whatever. It could be people in your family. It could be co-workers and workplaces. So the question is, why? And there could be many reasons, and that's for something for you to explore by yourself. But please understand that much like everything else in our life, we have choices, especially with companions. So it would behoove us to really choose wisely. Look, literally making decisions, because like we were saying, once you're down here, all bets are off, in the sense that our guides are really hoping we'll quote unquote wake up and start remembering them, or at least paying attention to the signs, and then, or just getting to a point where you're full blown just sitting down and having conversations with them, taking notes, having meetings every morning. They're in the non-physical, but you're so attuned you could hear them, and you're following, and you're working together as a team, collaborating as some amazing force. But either way, if you cheat yourself out of that because you're staying in grief, understandably, I get it, we all get it, we've all been there, or because you're with a harsh companion who, I'm getting for somebody, doesn't let me be myself, doesn't let me do, no, you're not allowing yourself to be yourself. There's something inside of you that is prizing this situation over your freedom, and that's something we have to consider. Why am I choosing this situation with this person, this friend, family member, significant other, co-worker, boss, child, whatever? Why am I choosing to be in this situation in this way? There's usually an unmet need on some level. There's conditioning, unmet needs, things like that. I mean, sometimes if you just look into your past lifetimes, you'll be like, oh, wow, I do have something I could be doing better, but there's a reason why I, A, can't see it or can't perceive of it, or because B, I don't want to, right? There's a reason why, and it behooves you to take a look at that. So anyway, under this moon in Leo, these are some things that you're going to have to catch up on, right? Yeah, and sure, I'm just thinking for a second about the twin flame journey and all that, and I don't want to speak too much about that because I kind of don't want to make that the feature, and it doesn't feel like the feature here. But I do want to say that I feel that it's quite possible that a lot of the people who are on that journey are actually on another journey, and they're mistaking it for the twin flame journey. Does that make sense? Sometimes the two kind of go together if there's actually a twin flame that is working with you and you're working with that person on some level, and and it's triggering you to go through this. But sometimes I think people slip into that category because they don't know themselves to a certain degree, and so it becomes easy to kind of get lulled into that. I do want to say that this year is not the year to really get, if this year, if you have addictions, if you have illusions, if you have denial, if you have obsessions, if you have over fantasies, if you're just not paying attention, and if you're ungrounded, this is the year that you're going to be sobered up. And if you've noticed it, look how it started in a very practical and grounded way already, thanks to Capricorn. Capricorn ends and begins the year. God bless, right? But you notice how the constant message is to get grounded, take control of what's happening. Who are you? What are you doing? Why? If you can't justify what you're doing in a way that is balanced in the heart space, practical, makes sense, and still aligns with your higher self, then you really need to look at it, right? Because a lot of times we do and feel and think what we do, feel and think because of shadow energies, because of past lifetime conditioning, because we haven't really taken control of our life and we're just following what other people are saying, because we're comfortable just being the way we are without really noticing, hey, this is actually detrimental. So anyway, at this time, it's very important to really start to align yourself with what is best for you. Because if you're watching this channel right now, you're kind of on this track. Just looking at the train of how information has been flowing for the past few months, you've been doing a lot of clearing. You just had yourself reoriented in a big way. You're releasing right now. And now I really do feel in the month of February, it's going to be kind of fast. If you have a business, people are going to be sent to you. If one of your thing, if how you serve others is by giving advice, you're going to find a lot of people that just come to you for advice. You're bumping into people that you don't even know, and they're spilling their story to you, right? So this is going to be the time where you're being asked to put out. This is time for you to get to work. Notice I said this, and then look at this. Ding. Oh, and that. Oh my God, they're both hands. Oh, see? Yeah. You're going to be asked to give and to expend your energy and to step into your expertise. The thing about that is, if you're not coming, like we've been saying a lot, from the heart space, and for reals being about that 51 minutes, 51 seconds, then what are we doing? Then that's how we can start to really hurt others or hurt ourselves. So it's very important. That's why they've been really training us for a little bit to become mindful of what we're doing, because now we are working with people who are impressionable. And so that they literally saying that. So some of you may actually be working with kids, but also in general, people can be impressionable, especially if they're coming to you at a time in their life where they need help, even if it's just to rearrange their home, right? So these are very important things. So absolute power comes absolute responsibility, and absolute power in the sense of, hey, you've taken on a position here where you've committed to helping others. So please make sure that you are staying in the light in all that you do, that you're doing your best to have a good faith about you, and that you're coming from the heart space. So if I were to leave you with any kind of homework, I don't know, homework for myself as well, by the way, it would be to, in your own way, find a way to activate the heart chakra and spend time with it. Practically apply this feeling to you, okay? All right? To everything. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. So this is what's happening during this time as the moon is transiting the sign of Leo. And of course, I encourage you to tap into what your friendly local astrologers are saying about this time as well. There's so many great astrologers who are looking at it from a different angle, right? And you can complement that with this energetic read where I'm feeling into your collective and looking at what's going on in your life and what's happening during this time. All right, go ahead and also check out the February monthly reading if you haven't yet. I thought it was a really good one. I learned a lot personally. I actually rewatched it the next day. Also, I'm going to be putting out the astro reels. Sorry, they're a little bit late. Actually, I did the first 4: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer, so I'm going to be putting that out tonight. I may have to shoot the rest of them tomorrow. The rest of them, some more tomorrow, because I also have other work to do. But they'll all be out by Monday. God is good. And what else? Yeah, anyway, we'll bring out some other stuff soon as well. Okay, love you guys. If you have any questions, God bless you. Super duper hugs if you need some. Remember, my higher self is a really great hugger, and she's great, so feel free. If you just want to get a hug, you can ask for her. God bless. All right, bye.